What if I told you that the secret to achieving your goals isn't some hidden talent or innate ability, but simply discipline and consistency? Let's take a moment to unpack the word discipline. It's not just about control or restraint, it's a commitment to yourself. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. It's the key that unlocks the door to potential. No matter how big or small your goals may be, the path to achieving them is paved with discipline. It's the fuel that keeps you going when the excitement of a new venture fades away. It's the unyielding force that keeps you steadfast when the going gets tough. Discipline is the lighthouse guiding you through the fog of procrastination and the storms of doubt. The world is full of examples that illustrate the power of discipline. Consider the world-class athletes who rise with the sun to train daily, pushing their bodies to the limit, day in and day out. They don't do this because they are necessarily more talented, but because they are disciplined. They understand that to be the best, they must do what others aren't willing to do. Think about the acclaimed authors who write a certain number of words every day, without fail. They don't wait for inspiration to strike, they create it with their discipline. Their unyielding commitment to their craft is what sets them apart. Successful people aren't born, they're self-made, and their secret weapon is discipline. It's discipline that turns dreams into reality. It's discipline that separates the successful from the rest. The magic of discipline doesn't lie in grand, dramatic efforts. Rather, it's found in the small, consistent actions we take every day. It's about showing up, even when we don't feel like it. It's about doing the work, even when it's hard. So remember, if you're seeking the secret to success, look no further than discipline. It's the quiet, consistent force that turns ambition into achievement and dreams into reality. As you can see, discipline isn't about making huge, dramatic efforts. It's about the small, consistent actions we take every day. Now, let's delve into some stories of successful people who attribute their success to discipline and consistency. Let's start with the world of sports. Consider the story of Serena Williams, one of the greatest tennis players of all time. Her journey to success was not a result of random luck or innate talent alone. Instead, it was a product of consistent, disciplined training. From a young age, Serena spent countless hours on the tennis court, honing her skills and developing her craft. She didn't let setbacks or losses deter her. Instead, she used them as motivation to train even harder. Her disciplined approach to training and her unwavering consistency, even in the face of adversity, propelled her to the top of her sport. Now, let's turn to the world of business. Consider the story of Elon Musk, a man who has revolutionized multiple industries. Musk attributes his success to his disciplined work ethic and consistent pursuit of his goals. Despite facing numerous challenges and setbacks, Musk remained disciplined and consistent in his efforts. From spending countless hours learning about rocket science to working 7 days a week to keep his companies afloat, Musk's story is a testament to the power of discipline and consistency. Next, let's look at the arts. Consider the story of J.K. Rowling, the author of the beloved Harry Potter series. Rowling's journey to success was far from easy. She faced numerous rejections and hardships along the way, but she didn't let that stop her. Instead, she remained disciplined and consistent in her writing. Every day, she would sit down and write, even when it was difficult, even when she didn't feel inspired. Her disciplined approach to writing and her consistent efforts eventually led to the creation of one of the most successful book series in history. Finally, let's consider the world of science. Consider the story of Marie Curie, the first woman to win a Nobel Prize and the only person to win the Nobel in 2 different sciences. Her achievements were not a result of chance or luck. Instead, they were a product of her disciplined approach to her research and her consistent pursuit of her goals. Despite facing numerous obstacles and challenges, Curie remained disciplined and consistent in her efforts, leading to groundbreaking discoveries that have transformed the world of science. These stories aren't just about success, they're about the power of discipline and consistency. These individuals didn't achieve their goals overnight, but through consistent, disciplined effort. Consistency, like discipline, is an essential ingredient in the recipe for success. Now, you may be wondering, why is consistency so important? Well, let's dive into it. Consistency is the commitment to doing something regularly, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem. It's about sticking to your plan, day in and day out, even when the progress seems slow or non-existent. It's about understanding that success doesn't happen overnight, but is instead the result of countless small actions taken over time. Think about it this way. Imagine you're trying to carve a path through a dense forest. Each day, you take a machete and cut away at the undergrowth. Some days, you may only manage to clear a few feet. Other days, you might not make any noticeable progress at all. But if you keep at it, day after day, eventually you'll have a clear path through the woods. That's the power of consistency. Now, let's bring this back to achieving goals. Let's say your goal is to write a book. You could try to write the whole thing in a few intense caffeine-fueled sessions. Or you could write a little bit every day. Even if it's just a paragraph or two, over time, those small chunks of text will add up. Before you know it, you'll have a completed manuscript in your hands. That's the magic of consistent action. Consistency is also important because it helps to build habits. When we do something regularly, it becomes a part of our routine. It becomes easier to do and harder to ignore. This is why consistency is such a powerful tool for achieving our goals. It turns our aspirations into actions, and our actions into habits. And as we all know, habits are incredibly powerful. So whether you're trying to write a book, lose weight, learn a new skill, or achieve any other goal, remember this. Consistency isn't about instant results. It's about the cumulative effect of small actions over time. So, we've talked about the power of discipline and the role of consistency, but what happens when these two intersect? Well, let's imagine discipline as the engine of a car, and consistency as the fuel that keeps it running. Alone, they're useful, but together, they become a powerful vehicle that can take you to any destination you desire. Discipline is about setting rules and sticking to them, no matter the circumstances. It's the ability to resist temptations and distractions that could steer you off your path. But discipline alone can feel like a constant uphill battle, as it requires a significant amount of mental and emotional energy. Here's where consistency steps in. Consistency is the practice of repeating the same actions over and over, turning them into habits. It's the process of making discipline easier, less energy-consuming, and more automatic. Think of a musician mastering a piece of music. It requires discipline to practice every day, to push through the frustration of hitting wrong notes, and to keep going even when progress seems slow. However, it's the consistency of that practice, the daily repetition of scales, chords, and passages, that eventually turns the music from a challenging task into a flowing, effortless performance. Or consider a runner training for a marathon. The discipline to wake up early, to run even when it's raining, to push through the pain. These are all crucial, but it's the consistency of running day in, day out that builds the endurance needed to cross the finish line. When discipline and consistency intersect, they create a rhythm, a flow, a momentum that carries you forward. Like the engine and the fuel, they work together, each enhancing the other's power, making the journey towards your goals smoother and more manageable. So, in the pursuit of your dreams, remember that it's not just about having the discipline to start or the consistency to keep going. It's about harnessing the power of both, working in harmony to propel you towards success. When discipline and consistency intersect, they create a powerful force that can help you achieve any goal. So we've seen how discipline and consistency can power success, but how can you apply these concepts to your own life? The answer is simpler than you might think. Start by setting a schedule. This gives structure to your day and helps you focus on the tasks at hand. Then, make a plan. Know what you want to achieve, break it down into manageable steps, and tackle them one by one. But here's the real secret sauce. Stick to your plan no matter what. Be it a rainy day or a sunny one, an uphill climb or a downhill stride, maintain your discipline and remain consistent. It's not always easy, of course. There will be days when you stumble, days when you fall, but remember, The path to success is paved with persistence. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get back on track. Remember, the key to achieving your goals isn't necessarily talent or luck, but discipline and consistency. So, keep pushing, keep striving, and keep being consistent. Your success is just around the corner.